What's up, guys? I'm Caden with Crypto Now or Never. Today I'm going to be covering Flux as it looks about ready to explode again. Make sure you stay tuned till the end of the video. None of this is financial advice. Let's get into it.
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief.
So this was Flux in my previous video about 3 weeks ago. It was trading at 41 cents, and I drew it in a bull flag calling out the golden cross and the bullish divergence. And this is Flux now, trading at 58 cents, and at its peak, it was 67 cents. So had you guys taken this trade, you could have made about 64% in 2.5 weeks. And if you compare that to the stock market, where the average return is 10% in a year, that would mean we made in 2.5 weeks what the stock market makes in over 6 years, which are actually incredible gains. And if you enjoy making gains in the crypto market, please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. Help me pump that algorithm. I would greatly appreciate it. But I will go deeper into the charts at the end of the video. And there are some very bullish indicators, so make sure you stay tuned. But as I was saying, Flux is currently trading at just under 59 cents. Its market cap is just under 200 million, which ranks 194th among all cryptocurrencies. And its circulating supply is up to 339 million out of a max supply of 440 million, which is just over 77% in circulation. And if you guys are looking to trade Flux, I recommend using Binance or KuCoin. I think those are the two easiest centralized exchanges to use. But now we'll go over some Flux news. So this is their Twitter, which has 220,000 followers. And I like that they added this little Santa hat to their logo. But anyways, I'll first go over their pinned tweet December 14th. The wait is over. The Flux Core Alpha Client app is now open for testing. We're on a mission to test our product on a variety of hardware setups and gather your valuable feedback to make it even better. So it's good to see that they're continuing to build. And then they just posted 5 hours ago. Influx Technologies Ltd pioneers a groundbreaking approach to solving AI compute challenges through its new flagship product, Flux Edge, which utilizes a new concept in the blockchain space known as proof of useful work. And many people out there believe that proof of useful work is significantly better than proof of work, or at least a slight upgrade. And so this is their weekly recap. They just posted it 12 hours ago. Flux Edge Alpha goes live, Flux OS V4 has been released, Flux X Firo Masternode campaign ends, and they reached 200,000 followers on X. And then lastly, they had an X event with nice hash and then a Flux base parallel asset released. So in general, they're continuing to improve every week, which is a good thing to see. But now we'll go over some macro news that could affect Flux's price action, even though it's not directly correlated to Flux. So this is Watcher Guru's Twitter. And the main thing I want to talk about is the Bitcoin spot ETF. So they just posted 3 hours ago. ARK21 shares spot Bitcoin ETF has been listed on the DTCC under ticker ARKB. And then I also want to show you what the Grayscale CEO said about the Bitcoin spot ETF and how he believes it could unlock about $30 trillion worth of advised wealth for Bitcoin.
Saw from, I mean, it was as low as 17,000 last this year.
Sure. Well, Joe, I'm not one to make price predictions, but I do think there is a lot of optimism again in the market. I think a lot of investors are adding Bitcoin to their portfolios. And when we look ahead to the hopeful approval for spot Bitcoin ETFs, it really is going to unlock the opportunity to a part of the investment community that, for better or worse, but I would say for worse, has unfortunately been locked out of the opportunity to participate in having Bitcoin exposure in their portfolios. So we're really talking about the advised market here in the US, which is today about $30 trillion worth of advised wealth that we hope the approval of spot Bitcoin ETFs, the uplisting of GBTC will allow for that opportunity and for those investors to partake in it as well.
And this is the Grayscale CEO. But I've talked many times about BlackRock in particular. And the thing about BlackRock is they are the world's largest asset manager in charge of almost $10 trillion of funds. And if their spot ETF gets approved, that will mean they will actually have to hold the Bitcoin asset, which would install a lot of confidence within the entire crypto market. And supposedly the date for these to get approved would be January 5th through January 10th of 2024, which is right around the corner. So in my opinion, it's very important that you guys keep your eyes on these spot ETFs. But now for the final part of this video, we'll get into some technical analysis. So this is Flux on the daily time frame. And as I said, had you guys taken this initial trade, you could have made 64% in 2.5 weeks. But anyways, right now, the RSI had gotten very overbought, but it started to reset. And the stochastics have completely reset. Now, if you look at price action, we swing from a lower low to a higher low. The RSI is higher low to lower low. That is Class A bullish divergence, which typically signals a local bottom has been reached. Now, I was a little bit worried about Flux when price action had broken beneath the 21-day moving average. However, this most recent candle has gotten back above and is now practically trading on the 21-day moving average. So I want to be crystal clear. As long as price action can stay above the 21-day moving average, I will be bullish in the short term. But the second that we break beneath and then we have a bearish retest, I will turn bearish. So definitely keep your eyes on the 21-day moving average. Now, lastly, you could argue that Flux is trading in a bull flag, which break up 68% of the time, and it has a huge measured move to about 75 cents. Now, measured moves do not always play out, but nonetheless, I still think Flux looks pretty good on the daily time frame. Now, lastly, I'll go over Bitcoin as it's correlated to most altcoins. Now, Bitcoin and Flux are both somewhat similar. The RSI is about in the same place, and then the stochastics have completely reset. And then Bitcoin is also currently using the 21-day moving average as support, and it has a bull flag with a measured move up to about 48,000. So I honestly wouldn't be surprised if Flux just straight up follows Bitcoin. But as usual, I do also want to point out that Bitcoin is extremely overbought on the weekly time frame, and the previous 8 candles in a row had all been green, which is definitely classed as a parabolic move, as Bitcoin has went from 26,100 to over 44,000. And in my experience, chasing a parabolic move rarely works out well for you. And then finally on the 9th candle, it was red, although this red candle was a bullish hammer, which is usually not even a bearish candle. So long story short, I wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin retraces a little bit more in the short term. So just to be completely clear, Flux and Bitcoin both look pretty good on the daily time frame right now. But the issue is the bigger time frames are very overbought. So personally for me right now, if I was going to trade these coins, it would be short term. But at the same time, just understand that macroeconomics significantly outweigh technical analysis. So if all of a sudden the Bitcoin spot ETFs were to get approved, that could skyrocket the entire market, even if everything at that time is very overbought. On the contrary, if they get rejected or something terrible happens, that could tank the entire market. So just understand in the short term, crypto is going to be extremely volatile. Anything can happen. But that's about all. Let me know down in the comments, how high do you guys think Flux will go next bull run? If you found this content valuable, please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of your day.